Okay, so welcome everybody. Back from vacation in Hawaii, and we're getting close to our start time. Actually, we just hit our start time. So, again, this should not be a complex system. It should be fairly easy. So, we're going to walk through what you do at the start of every session. You see if there's a trade you can get in sync with. Well, let's look at you start with the most recent trade, which is this green short, right? Everybody would agree this thing is being a pain in the butt. It did this to me the other day. I can't move my lines or arrows, so that's not good. I'll have to get with TradeStation on that. Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, love it. Okay, at least I can put it there. So you can see this green short, and it's a short at 04, right? So that would be a trade we could get in sync with because it has triggered in, and so we're just waiting to see what it's going to do. Obviously, it does have to pull back down to our entering. Morning, Guido. So let's take a look. Is there an adjustment you could make? I mean, we see that there was a spike. Oh, this is this is not going to be. It's not going to be fun how I like to do it with my lines, but so let's look and see. There was a swing low here at 89. Well, obviously that would be a pretty big adjustment. So you're not going to worry about that. So you're just going to stick with it. You look at this swing here at 05. This previous swing low, was higher at 07. So, if it comes back down, we would go ahead and take it. And that's pretty much it, right? And you guys that are more experienced at calling the counterpunch would agree, would you not? This is the only thing we're looking at. We don't look at the trend mode. The calculator, this new calculator, does pretty much everything for us. So we're just waiting to see if we come back down to that level. I'll see if I can put a line back on there and move it. And I can. So if we hit that, we'll go ahead and I'll tell you what, I'm going to do. I'm going to get a matrix up here. Slide this over, and I'll trade it with the matrix. I'm going to do a two-position approach. We'll attach the OSO. We'll change our bracket here to 1 too long and 1 stop or stop limit. Doesn't really matter. And I'm going to place the order to go short here. Let me move this. Let me get rid of this open profit loss. Shrink that down just a little. And we don't need the price action to be quite so big. Okay. So all I do is I click on the red short to go short at 04. I've got these there. Now I should have set my automatic. Okay, we have now a long, right? A long at 21. So quickly hit cancel all. Yes, I hate confirmations. Put your long at 21. Say yes. I've got to fix my matrix so it doesn't give me the confirmations. So you look down and say, where's your stop? Well, your stop is right down here at 94. So drag this down to 94. I'm going to get those confirms off. Drag both of them. Yes. Okay. So let's take a look at our first target. It's going to be up here at 48. Right? So let's move this way up here to 48. I got to slide my matrix. Let's get this one off screen. Let's put this one at the third target, which will be about 58, I think. And this one again is going to go to 48. Obviously, if you want to just use the trailer for your second position, we would just, yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, Paul, it is against the descending 50 EMA, but again, that's not what, the calculator settings that we're doing don't care about that. I mean, that's good to know. But, and again, if you want to use that as a filter, you can. Let me get back over here. To change those settings, okay, and with Counterpunch, the trades are larger, so you just click on these three dots here, and you tell it what do you want it to do. All right, so we want the limit order to be I would say 20 cents, at least 20 cents for your first target. We'll make the second limit order on up there, say 20, I'll say 25. Or no, let's go with 30. Again, I could delete it and plan that. The stop should be, I don't know why. The stop should also be about 20. Both of them about 20. So I've got those set now. So if I were to place, if this order cancels and I place a short, then we'll be ready to go. All right, oh, we're getting prices moving lower. I got to get the screen back off here. Okay, so here's a question. Do we still take this green short? Yes, because it's still, this short is alive. So now I'm going to go ahead and place a stop order at 04. So I'm going to go long or short. All right. Whichever one triggers, then I'll cancel the other one up here at 21. Let me get rid of this line here. Okay, we're getting close to triggering in. Let's get rid of that line because we're trading it off the matrix. Now I do want to go ahead and get these stop and targets placed, right? So target on the short is at 79. Let me move that way on down to 79. There, that'll be good enough there. So now my stop on this trade would technically be at the stop and reverse point at 21. So I'll move that up. I'm going to keep it just slightly offset. So when I cancel this long, I can easily cancel the long. Okay, so here we are. So, obviously there's a few things to do, but right now you're looking, hey, I'm getting in sync with a short. It did give me an opportunity to stop and reverse and go long. That didn't trigger in. So right now we're still just looking at, hey, let's go short. Well, David, the stop order, that's correct. It is showing no trade. However, okay, let me just get rid of this long order. Cancel. Yes. Okay, so I put the stop back up here at 21. Okay, so if we were to get a new trade, the chop filter would probably filter it out, right? However, we're just getting in sync. And actually, look, there's another trade giving you another opportunity to go short right here. That's a valid trade at 97. So, but yeah, again, we're not going to look at the chop filter. Again, we're just getting in sync with that trade from back at 8:44 in the morning. Had we not had a trade that was valid, maybe there was nothing to get in sync with, then yes, you might be filtering that out. But you can see we still got this trade here, so I can check the settings on the calculator and we'll take a look at them, because the nice thing about this is we're in the trade, we got nothing to do. We're just hanging out, right? Make sure that your targets are set. My target is set at 79. It is. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the second target down here. So I'll just trail with the second position. My stop is currently at the stop and reverse place. We may push it up. You could maybe push it back up to the full stop. So what am I going to do? My action point is when price gets to 88. That's my money management. All right. So let's just you guys give a shout out when it hits to 88. Obviously, it's got to break through the 90s. And let's take a look at the calculator settings. Okay, moving nicely. There you go, 88. Move your stop down, right? Let's lock in. All right, I got rid of it actually. Let's see. We're about to hit full target. The stop is telling me to put it at, what, 03. There you go. We just hit full target. Now, is that hard to trade? Was this hard to trade? We're locking in at 03. We're moving down actually at 01. And then we'll take a look at that. Okay, so now we're just going to follow the dots or follow the signal line. All right, so it's going to move lower. Let's get it at 96 now. And There you go, Dave. Cha-ching. I mean, it's it's great when it works out like this. Okay, and again, we're doing this live. Let me just move this over for all those people that'll be seeing this on YouTube. This is our live trade room, and here's the folks in the room. And Dave just made money. We answer questions. We do this a couple times a week for the owners. So again, all we're doing now is we just move our stop down at 93. Move it down some more here. Come on, 93. I'm going to get those confirms off. It's going to drop down a little bit more, probably about 91. Let me get ready on the stop at 91. That's where I think it'll go. There it is at 91. And it's going to stay at 91 for a while. You see, we're just following this little blue line here. And so the blue line is at 88. Bump it up by 2, that's 90, and round up above zeros or fives. So, okay, so now while this is going, it may push lower. Let's take a look at the calculator settings, because we had some questions on that. We were talking about the possible calculator settings. So we're going to take a look at the calculator, and so in this the way we trade it, we don't use trend mode, so trend mode is false. And let's go down to our filters. Okay. Okay. The chop EMA filter is set to true. So again, we would normally filter out a chop trade, and the squeeze zone filter is set to true. So, and I'm okay. Let's move down lower. 87 is now the stop, and 87. So here's a question for. Okay, so Dave, you got bumped out, or you were just doing a single position? And Bob, I just saw your question. I'll get your question here in 1 second. Here's something for my experienced traders. Okay. All right, sounds good, Dave. Yeah, Dave, he made his quota for the day. Yeah, target 2. So here's my other question: is for my experienced counterpunch traders, this setup here, this fresh new setup that also, well, it hasn't hit its second target. I forget what kind of trade, what color this trade is. I'll look at it. It's a dark green. I don't know if that's the counterpunch, but we talked about this chop filter. See down here at the bottom, it does show that we were in a chop zone. Again, we were getting in sync with this trade, so it didn't matter. But I was just kind of curious. This trade was a valid trade, however, so a failed add-on ignores the chop filter. It's just primary trades that will consider the, try and filter on the chop if you have that set to true. I mean, I trust the calculator, and so it showed me this, and it was bold, so it was a valid trade. However, we're taking this, we're getting in sync with that trade. So our stop is holding here at 87. We're still barely in the market. Chop filter only filters trades against the 50 moving average. Okay, thanks, John. I did not know that. See, if I can trade this, and I haven't watched a single training video, now granted, I know, I've been trading our systems for years, so, but I don't know all the ins and outs and all the details. I do still have to watch that training. But again, to me, it's following the dots on the chart and just knowing about getting in sync and how you handle it. I mean, we had to do a little bit of work up here, like, okay, are we going to go long? And the answer was yes, because it presented you with a nice big Thanks, Paul. Yeah, and John. Okay, and let me get back to Bob's. Let me find Bob's question again. Bob asks, okay, we're out. So we made $410 on a two-position approach, and it took 15 minutes. That is oil trading for the day. Made our money. Turn the recorder back on. So anyway, we're still here in the live trade room, trading the Dow now. We start trading at 8:30 exchange time, which is right here. And again, just like the oil trading, we trade all the markets pretty much the same. We get in sync with the trade that might be valid. And here was this short trade right here to go short at 73. We adjusted below the swing low of this candle of 72, and so you could either have it at 71 or you could have gone down to 69 around the zeros and the fives. As you can see, the target quickly went down to the first dot, which is money management, lock in, and hit the second dot, which is the full target at 635. Joe, we would have gotten short at, I called it in the room at 71, but you could have easily put it at 69. Because again, I thought about it after I said 71, and then I said, well, you probably could go on down to 79. The ES is moving, this trade on the ES, even though it's not in our time, moving very nicely to target 1 on a recent trade. Okay, now the trailer is tracking for you, because the Dow just basically hit this target 1 from this massive trade after the gap opened last night. Again, that's not a trade we would take, but that's what trade the calculator's been tracking. So now the good news is the calculator will start tracking following this trailing stop. So your trailing stop is now at 54. So again, you'll just move your stop on down. So another outstanding trade. We're going to be done on both markets here in less than 10 minutes on each pair.